Good afternoon, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. Purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who's committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this afternoon, I presume that you're innocent to these charges. That presumption of innocence stays with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the state attorney's office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release today, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this afternoon. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Shannon Glassberg. Afternoon, Shannon. Date of birth?
10/7/83.
Shannon, I've got 3 new charges today. I've got possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession or driving on a suspended license. As to those charges, there is probable cause. You wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
Appoint the PD, and she's got a couple of open misdemeanor cases on my docket, right?
Yes, Judge, and I have 2 different names listed for her.
Yep.
So I don't know if we need to get that clarified.
Could you tell me what it is? I can't find her.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Right here. Glassberg.
Yeah. Shannon, Glassberg is the right name, right?
Number 18. No.
No?
Juan Street's the right name.
Juan Street.
I don't have an 18.
But you've never changed your driver's license. That's been the issue,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
And we would ask if there's
Yeah. That's just next week, right?
Yes, the 5th.
You miss him.
Okay. So, Shannon, here's what I'm going to do. On the meth, I'll set the bond at $2,000. On the 2 misdemeanors at $500. That's a total of $3,000 on that case. The new charges are coming back the 25th of March. Now, you've got open cases in front of me, 2 different open cases in front of me. As you know, job number 1 when you're out on bond is don't pick up new charges. It appears to me that you have. Therefore, pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in those 2 misdemeanors, which are 19MM3928 and 19MM130. So we're going to hold you, Shannon, until next week on the 5th of March. You'll be back in front of me. That's Thursday, I think. And we'll see if we can get your misdemeanors resolved. If we can get your misdemeanors resolved, then you'll be able to bond out on these cases, all right?
Okay.
And Judge, clarification, the one case is 2020-130?
2020 it must be. I have 19. Is it 2020? Do we know? 20 MM130? All right. Very good. All right, so Shannon, we'll see you on Thursday and see what we can do with these misdemeanors, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Hi, Lutz. Afternoon, ma'am. What's your date of birth?
11/7/64.
I got 2 issues. I got a battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for that. Looks like you're currently on felony probation. Is that correct?
Yes.
So there's a probable cause arrest for the VOP. There is probable cause for that as well. As to both of those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. So let's see. And then state, is there any other history of battery or violence at all?
Let's see. We do have a fraud from 2018.
That's what she's on probation.
Okay, and then there's the 2000, there was a Bat Leo, and let's see, then the other all the other charges. She was in DOC in 1993. I don't know for how long. And it looks like the rest of the cases are theft and check related.
Okay. And Heidi, I have an address for you on Pennsylvania Avenue in Ridge Manor. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
About 2 months,
All right.
maybe
Grady-
less.
And does Grady live there too?
Yes, he does.
Do you have a job these days?
No, I don't. I've been looking. I have an interview with one company tomorrow.
Well, okay.
I guess I'm not going.
No. So here's what we're going to do, Heidi. On the VOP, the bond is no bond, and there's nothing we can do about that. That case is coming back on the 11th of March. I think they told you the 25th. I'm going to have it back on the 11th so you can start getting that resolved as quickly as possible. On the domestic battery, I'm going to set the bond at $500. Obviously, you can't bond out until you get the VOP resolved. In that case, you'll be back in front of me on the 20th of March. In both cases, the public defender will come see you before you go to court. On the battery case, I have to order that you have no contact with Grady. In your case, that means no calling or writing from the jail. But otherwise, like I said, the PD will be out to see you on both cases. You'll be back on March 11th and March 20th. We'll start getting these things worked out, all right?
All right, thank you.
Christy Knoll? Afternoon, Christy. What's your date of birth?
10/12/78.
Christy, I got 3 charges today: possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of marijuana. There's probable cause for those 3 charges. As for those charges, if you wish to represent yourself, you're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point the PD, and she looks like she has open cases as well. Is that right?
Yes, Judge, 3 felony charges, and we would ask that the court revoke bond on those. Those are set for arraignment on March 3rd, so next week in front of Judge Merritt.
Okay. So they haven't been out on arraignment yet, even.
No,
Okay.
they're new.
March 3rd?
Yes, Judge.
Very good. All right, so Christy, what I'll do is on this, set the bond on the meth at $2,000, $500 on each of the misdemeanors. That's a total of $3,000 on this case. But of course, you've got the 3 open felonies, and as I explained earlier, job 1, when you're out on bond, is don't commit new charges. It appears to me that you have. So, pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in 20 CF 129, 20 CF 130, and 20 CF 215. So on those older felonies, we're going to hold you without bond. You'll be back in court next week on Tuesday, on the 3rd, on those cases, as well as this case, the new case. That's Judge Merritt. He can revisit your bond in those old cases if he thinks it's appropriate. And of course, you'll see the public defender before you go to court, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Christina Parker. Afternoon, Christina. What's your date of birth?
12/31/74.
All right, Christina, I got 2 warrants out of Alachua County. One of them is a fail to appear. The other one is on a petty theft. The warrant on the judge that signed the warrant on the petty theft set the bond at $2,000 on the FTA. Unfortunately, it's no bond. I can't change those, Christina, so we'll let the folks in Alachua know that you're here and ready to go. I'll give them 5 days to come and get you. If for some strange reason you're still here in 5 days, they'll bring you back to see me and we'll find out what the holdup was, okay?
Yes, sir.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, stop talking.
Marilyn Cisco. Ms. Cisco, what's your date of birth?
24/89.
Ms. Cisco, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Helis Apparently you failed to appear in her court on a charge of possession of paraphernalia. State, is this something she can resolve today?
Yes, Judge. Our offer is an adjudication of guilt, fines and costs, and time served.
Okay. Marilyn, you want to take care of this case with time served today?
Yeah.
You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer represent you, but you want to give up those rights so we can resolve this today?
Yeah.
Very good. Case number 20MM94 as the charge to possess paraphernalia. How do you wish to plead? You may plead no contest.
No
I'll
contest.
accept that plea, find it was freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day in the county jail, credit 1 day served. Fine and court cost is $5.50 in your cost of incarceration, but that takes care of it, Marilyn. There's nothing else keeping you in the jail. You'll be released today, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Danny Boykins?
Hello, sir. I am. How you doing? I am. Excuse me. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's
but
okay. Danny, I'll tell you what. Danny, hang on a second. Let me get through this, and then we'll see if you still have any questions, okay? So what's your date of birth?
4/13/1964.
Okay.
My born day.
And you're here on a warrant for failing to appear on a charge of driving on a suspended license, signed by Judge Heelis. And Ms. Underwood, is this something Danny can resolve today?
Yes, we would resolve it for an adjudication, time served, fines and costs.
All right. So, Danny, you want to resolve this with time served?
Sure.
All right. You understand by entering a plea, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer represent you, but you want to give up those rights so we can resolve this today?
No problem.
All right. Case number, hang on a second. Case number 20 CT186, that's the charge you drove, knowing your license had been suspended or revoked. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest. Do you want to plead no contest, Danny?
Sir, let me think about that because
Danny, is your license suspended?
My driver's license issued by the state of Florida is in a suspension state of yes.
Okay. Well, there you go. So if you want to plead no contest, I'll sentence you to 1 day in the county jail and assess the fine, and this case is over.
Okay.
Okay? So do you want to plead no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
There you go. I'll accept that plea, find it was freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day in the county jail, credit 1 day served. Fine and court cost is $4.50 and your cost of incarceration, but that takes care of it, Danny. There's nothing else keeping you in the jail. You'll be released today, okay?
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Good luck. Brian Dibble. Afternoon, Brian. What's your date of birth?
11/13/95.
Brian, the charge is criminal mischief. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State what you got.
Judge, in 2016, he had a battery. He also had a failure to appear, possession of suspended or revoked driver's license. Looks like another battery. And then in 2018, a failure to appear. And then out of Tennessee, it appears that he received charges in December of 2019, resisting a stop or arrest or search in public intoxication. I don't have a dispo on him, but given that it's 2 months ago, that's...
Right. Okay. Brian, I got an address for you on Deltona Boulevard. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
It's about a month.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
No.
Okay. How long has it been since you worked?
About a month and a half.
Okay. I'll leave your bond for the $500. I'll have you back in court on the 25th of March. Very important that you contact the public defender if you get out, all right?
Okay.
Thank you.
And Judge, would the court order no contact with the victim?
It's a business, isn't it? I didn't know where it was.
I saw names of people, so that's why I was thinking.
It was a door.
That's fine.
Yeah, believe it. All right, you're good, Brian. Joseph Gibbia. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
5/25/72.
All right, Joe, you're hearing a warrant signed by Judge Scaglione. He found probable cause for 2 counts, fraudulent use of a credit card and felony petty theft. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State what you got.
Judge, he has cases from several different states, so I'll start with Florida. Looks like in 2018 and 2019, they were driving charged with a felony driving unsuspended and 2 no valid driver's licenses. He was in DOC from October of 2017 through November of 2018. He had a resisting or obstructing an officer without violence in 2017, along with another felony driving on a suspended license and fleeing to elude a law enforcement officer. In 2017, looks like he failed to appear. He had a driving on a suspended license in 2016, along with possession of a controlled substance. In 2012, a driving on a suspended license. He had a violation of probation in 2011. There was a fleeing to elude also in 2011 with a driving on a suspended license. In 2010, no valid driver's license. 2008, driving on a suspended license.
Okay, that's good.
And then, as I said, there's
It goes on. Same sort of things in a couple other states.
different types of things. Highlights in Colorado, we have some failures to appear, making false police report, thefts, trespassing. In Indiana, driving on a suspended. So,
Okay.
those are the 2 states.
Okay. Joe, I have an address for you on Highway 19 in Hudson. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
About a year.
All right. Are you working these days?
No.
I'll leave the bond for the warrant, which is $2,000 on each count, a total of $4,000. I'll have you back on March 25th. If you get out, it's very important that you contact the public defender's office. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Charles Kirkendall. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
10/9/72.
Charles, first thing I have for you is a warrant that I signed. You failed to appear apparently in my court on possession of marijuana, possession of paraphernalia, and then we have new charges of possession of marijuana, possession of paraphernalia, and resisting without. There's probable cause all the way around. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. State, what do you got?
It looks like at the time that the original charge happened, he had an open charge in Pasco for a felony driving on a suspended license. In 2017, a firearm by felon. 2016, a failure to appear. 2016, possession of controlled substance. Possession of marijuana less than 20 grams, fleeing and eluding, and possession of paraphernalia. 2016, fleeing and eluding, driving on a suspended license, providing false information to law enforcement. 2016, grand theft of a motor vehicle. 2016, possession of paraphernalia, possession of marijuana less than 20 grams. 2014, possession of paraphernalia, grand theft, petty theft. In 2013, driving on a suspended license, no valid driver's license. 2011, petty theft. 2011, resisting without. 2009, petty theft. 2008, exploitation of the elderly. And then a couple of charges, drug charges, sale and possession from 98 and 99.
Okay. And, sir, I have an address for you in Osceola Drive in Weeki-Wachee. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
A month.
All right. You have a job these days?
Yeah, I was working property management.
Okay. I'm going to leave the bonds on the new charges per the schedule, which is $1,000 on each of the 3 misdemeanors. And on the warrant, I'll leave those for that. So that's a total of $7,000 for both cases. They're all coming back March 25th. If you get out, make sure you see the public defender right away, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Devin Ray. Afternoon, Devin. What's your date of birth?
9/5/95.
Devin, I got a warrant for you out of Polk County. The judge in Polk County found probable cause for a BOP and set your bond at no bond. I can't change that. We'll give those folks 5 days to come get you. If you're still here in 5, they'll bring you back to see me, all right?
Yep.
Thank you. Brian Riley.
Hey, no.
Afternoon, Mr. Riley. What's your date of birth?
5163.
All right. Mr. Riley, I have a warrant for you out of the state of California.
Yes, sir.
Your options today are this. You're entitled to an extradition hearing if you like. An extradition hearing would be to determine if you're the right Brian Riley, if there's actually a warrant for you out in California. If we figure that out, then at that point, California would have 15 days to come get you. That process can take around 60 days. While you're waiting for that hearing to happen, you'd wait right in the jail where you are now until we get that done. You may also waive your right to that extradition hearing if you wish. If you waive the right to
I wish.
there you go. So we're going to have you sign the form, Brian. So Brian, California is going to be notified immediately, told they have 15 days to come get you. If you're still here in 15 days, they're going to bring you back to see me, all right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks, sir.
Justin Smith. Afternoon, Justin. What's your date of birth?
03/18/2000.
Justin, I got 2 charges, loitering and prowling and resisting without violence. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel, or would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, state what he got.
Judge, in 2019, he had a no motor vehicle registration. Further, I was informed that he is currently on pretrial intervention for criminal mischief that is going to be returned to us.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. And Justin, I got an address for you on Kettering Road. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
10 years.
You have a job these days?
Well, I did a couple weeks ago, and I'm looking for one. I had an interview yesterday.
Okay. Justin, I'm going to set the bonds on these at $500 each. However, condition is I don't want you to have any contact with Miss Stone. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. You don't contact her through any social media. Don't go where she lives. Don't go where she works. Don't go anywhere you know that she is. Don't have any contact with her of any kind. If I find out that you've had contact with her, I'm going to revoke those bonds and hold you in jail without bond. It means no contact even if she wants the contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she can't drop these charges. She might go to the state attorney's office and tell them she'd rather not participate in this in any way, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case or your lawyer tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. I'm going to have you back in court on March 20th. Very important that you contact the public defender's office when you get out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
March 20th.
March 20th, and your total bond's $1,000, right?
All right.
Thank you. George Sykes. Afternoon, George. Date of birth?
10/4/74.
George charges driving under the influence. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point to PD, state.
We show no prior history.
George, I got an address for you on McKeithen Road. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
4 years.
Have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I'm an installer. I hate steel.
Okay. I'll set your bond at $500. We'll have you back in court on March 20th. Make sure you contact the PD when you get out, all right?
Thank you.
They're good. Zachary Vasquez. Afternoon, Zach. What's your date of birth?
8/4/95.
Zach, you're hearing a warrant that was signed by Judge Merritt. Apparently, you failed to appear in his court on a charge of possession of controlled substance. As to that charge, you're representing yourself. You got private counsel. You got the public defender.
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. Judge Merritt set your bond at $10,000. I can't change that. We'll send you back to see him on the 17th of March. If you get out, make sure you contact the PD right away. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.